Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, April 12th, 2024. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice right here the ES currently pulling back inside day. The previous session, we got ourselves a finished thrust reversal signal that took us all the way back up to the previous session's mid and beyond. We got 80 plus points in the ES as expected. A great follow-up day, very similar to what we had last week on a Thursday, Friday. This was a Wednesday, Thursday. And then the next trading day was an inside day that kind of sat. And right now we're seeing very similar price action right now. An inside day, well within the range. We have a range that's developed here that looks kind of like this right now. And still maintaining its overall upward bias. Still not failing at the major previous mid here. That's a very important level. Failing there could open up the lower part of last month's range. Instead, still hanging in there right now. This could become a mostly range-bound day with an upward bias as this market continues to trade within this range here. But a failure at the previous session's mid may open up a bit more weakness here as it trades within range. Still an upward overall bias, and expansion from this range could open up some nice breakout movement up ahead, likely to the upside, which has been the case this entire time. But again, as we say here, got to keep an eye on the previous month's midpoint. Of failure there will really open up some new lows. Taking a look here at the NQ, similar price action, but much more bullish in the previous session. This market rallied well over 400 points the previous day. Big time move to the upside. No failed new low for this one. Instead, just rallied through the previous session's mid and through the high. Big time move to the upside. High range day, led the day higher, and right now could become another rest day. Again, had a heavy day down last Thursday, heavy day back up, and then an inside rest day on a Monday. We could see similar price action here today. The key level here is around the 18.3 level, previous week's close price. That's about right here. You want to stay above that level here for the most part. Price can get down into that zone, but bounce. Again, this market is looking like it's starting to open up for another rotation back to new highs. It's not too far away from a new all-time high again. And we could be looking at new highs here up ahead into next week, especially if we get some expansion from this narrow range. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. Crude oil right now showing some strength here, up 1 2/3% at the moment. Still inside this narrow range right here. That is now an 8-day developing narrow range. 8 days sideways here. We can bring this up to 8 right here and show that on the histogram. And you can see right there 8 days with a 6.75 point potential move coming. Last time we had a 9-day range right here and got the breakout day and got a perfect move to the 87.52 level that we were forecasting. Now we have another narrow range here with the potential for an upside breakout still as this market is working its way higher toward 91.5. At the moment, still inside the range, showing some strength here early in the session. We could be looking at a potential breakout today. If it can close beyond 87s, that might be a day one breakout. Until then, we could be still kind of range bound within the range here until proven otherwise. But soon, a breakout from this 8-day narrow range could trigger the next 6+ point move to the upside, likely toward that 91.5 upside key target. All right, let's take a look here at gold futures. Gold has hit 2,400. 2,400 has been hit in gold. Big time move. Like we said, never seen anything like this before in gold. Bouncing off 2,000, smashing through 2,100, and exploding to the upside. 300 points from the breakout point, 400 points overall. Massive, massive move to the upside, and it continues to roll. As we noted before, this market just continues to be quite strong. Not a shortable or sellable market right now. Instead, it just continues to go up. At some point, we could get a 1 or 2 day pullback that leads us to developing some range bound action, build some energy, kind of like it did here, kind of like it did back here before it broke out and had a couple of moves. At some point that may happen, but even then, this market continues to power forward to the upside. Very, very strong, and again, any dip is a buying opportunity until proven otherwise. Lastly, looking at the YM. The YM had a decent day in the previous session. Got a strong low, failed new low, bounced, but wasn't quite able to kind of make the move through the previous session's midpoint. So quite a bit weaker than the rest of the market. You can see here it has seen quite a bit more extension to the downside. It's closed below the previous quarter's midpoint, and it continues to hug the yearly VWAP. So while tech outperformed yesterday, blue chips here definitely underperformed. Still a decent range for the day. We were looking for 400 to 500 points. It got over 400 barely. And now we're inside day at the moment. Looking kind of weak still. Looking kind of weak, but 2-day highs are going to be important here at some point. Maybe we can bounce back through those highs. There seems to be a lot of market facilitation here at trade facilitation off the yearly VWAP. Any failure through there could be significant, as we are currently below the previous quarter's midpoint. And so if it really starts to fall away from there, you start to open up the previous quarter's low, which would take you back to the 37,250 zone. So right now, inside day, lagging the rest of the market here, and not looking the strongest at the moment, but it does have a nice little 3-day range that's developed at these lows. If it can get through 38,900, it opens up some upside, which could happen early next week. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out here heading into the rest of the session. Happy Friday. Have a fantastic weekend. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.